Welcome to the Black and Gold Report here on OaklandHockey.org. We are now joined by Oakland forward Adam Novack. And first of all, Adam, how has your summer been?
It's been going good. Staying pretty busy, keeping on the ice, having some fun off the ice as well.
When you look at this coming season, before we really go too far here, we're going to talk about last year a little bit. And what can you take from last year, the finish at Nationals, that you can help make this year go by better?
Well, I mean, we had a real good season last year. It was exciting to run, and we know we came so close, but yet there's more we can improve on, and that's what we're looking to do this year.
And then at the same time, you have to put that behind you and kind of make things different in terms of your start. Because one thing that's happened the past couple of years is in the first semester there have been some games that you guys have let slip away. How are you guys going to be able to preach that to some of the new players and take care of that type of business?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the new guys, they know where we were last year. We didn't get there by chance. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But, the first semester, especially with our schedule, we have to win every game. We have to compete every game. We can't take teams lightly like we have in the past, and I think it will help us out making a national tournament run.
What do you think is going to be the biggest factor in getting off to those good starts in games? Because I know that there have been times where your first periods have been slow, but you've come out firing in the second period, but the hole was too deep. But what kind of adjustments do you think that you guys can make, especially as a leader this year?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to come down to our leaders. Getting freshmen ready, setting a good example for them in the locker room, off the ice, for the game preparation. It's going to come from leadership that we can get out and have a good first period, because we definitely can't afford to not have good first periods this year.
Conference-wise, I know that there's some talk around the different internet circles that the GLCHL might be the toughest conference in the nation, especially looking at the top with obviously Oakland and then Adrian and Davenport, who've gotten better, and then you throw in another Nationals-type team in Kent State. What does that mean for you guys, and how excited are you guys to play in such of a tough conference? Because that gets you guys battle-tested for Nationals.
Yeah, it's fun playing most of your games throughout the year against these top teams. Adrian and Davenport always give us good games. Davenport won the national tournament 2 years ago. They've always been a strong team. And Adrian as well. Every year they're, in the national tournament and always making a run for it like we saw last year.
Looking at the coaching staff here, you have head coach Jerry Backus, assistant coach Gordy Shuffler leading the staff here this year. For people who don't know, because I know that, in some circles when you look around at the coaches here, how fun is it to play for those two guys? It must just be a great time out there.
It's never had more fun in my hockey career. It's business when it needs to be, but they also like to have fun with us as well, and couldn't ask for two better coaches.
Looking on the forwards this year, without going into too much in terms of the recruits, I know we've released some of them here on OaklandHockey.org, but not all of them yet. I'm looking forward to the BC kids, Canada kids that are coming in this year. What are you looking forward to without kind of getting into too many specifics?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting to have guys coming from British Columbia to join our team. Good recruiting by our coaches. We got Anthony Cole coming in too. We played with Bill. I saw them at the camp, and then two together. They just move the puck so well and always know where each other are on the ice.
Workouts this year, important to getting you guys in great conditioning. I know you've been working out at some points this summer. As of right now, I know you really don't, or you really won't get a true idea of your condition until hitting that first grueling practice where the coaches, are going to make you guys go really hard. But where do you think you are in terms of your conditioning from the off season?
I feel I'm coming in the best shape I have in the past 3 years. We have, been having the summer workouts up at school. I felt they really prepared us pretty well, especially at that first tryout camp. My legs felt a lot better than they have in any years past.
Looking at goaltending here, we have Toder and Hirschchuk manning the net, and obviously a third guy in David Bayer. One thing that I think overall, in terms of what you guys can do, is helping out the goaltenders a little bit more. What are some things that you've noticed that you can do, and things that toward the end of last year you have done that helps the goaltenders? Because I know one mention that Coach Backus made towards the end of last year was making sure the puck is always moving toward the other end of the ice, keeping it out of our own zone and things like that. So what are some things that you guys can do?
Yeah, just tighten up in the defensive zone. The more goals you let up, the more you have to score. So if you keep them to a minimum, blocking shots, taking a hit to make a play, keeping that puck away from the scoring opportunities definitely helps our goalies out a lot. They made some big saves for us in the past couple of years, keeping us in games. A couple of those games in the national tournament, we couldn't have won without them. So it was, more defense and just little things to help out our goalies.
Here with Adam Novack on our Black and Gold report here on OaklandHockey.org. Just a few more questions here for you, Adam. When looking at guys from last year and seeing what some guys have been doing in the off-season workouts, who do you think going into this year might be the most improved player, or the player that has kind of done the most this off-season from what you've seen?
Well, probably going to be Jeff Schroeder. Although he wasn't on the team last year, seeing him at workouts 3 times a week, especially from where he started off and where we all started off at the start of these workouts, he's come a long ways, and I think he's going to be a real strong player. Yeah,
and that's Jason, his brother, coming in this year. Obviously, speaking of Jeff Schroeder, too, one thing, too, last year when he went out and got hurt, I don't think that a lot of people realized what a big loss that was, because he wasn't the one defenseman or the 2 defensemen on the depth chart, but that was certainly a big loss. How important is it to fill his shoes, because that's a huge loss?
Yeah, he's definitely a role player. Not as flashy as Hoffner or sometimes Desano, but he went out, did his job every day, kept the mistakes to a minimum. Like I said, wasn't the most flashiest guy, but got the job done, and hopefully something we can fill this year.
Also with the golf outing, I know we have a couple more days here where we're getting information ready. So let's hear it from you. For people that are out there interested in the golf outing, what are some of the details of the outing and how can they get more information on that?
Yeah, we have golfers are going to be $100 a golfer. We have a bunch of different sponsors, from title sponsors, full sponsors, banner sponsors, dinner sponsors. They can all get a hold of me by emailing me at alnovack@oakland.edu, and any questions or anything like that, I can get back to them pretty quick here.
And here with Adam Novack on the Black and Gold report, I guess my final question here will be for you in terms of expectations of the season. I know that the preseason polls that will be making their ways out don't really matter per se, but it is harder to move up in the rankings than it is to move down. It's very easy for the coaches to drop you down than it is to move you up, and that's another teaching point for some of the players that early on in the season it's very hard to make up those games if you don't get them then. But kind of expectations-wise, without kind of making any guarantees or throwing anything out like that, what are you kind of thinking for this season?
Well, I'm hoping we start higher in the rankings, put a lot more pressure on us off the bat, so we're a lot more serious off the bat instead of having to try and move up and barely slip into the national tournament like we have in the past years. I hope we can. I think we can make a good run for it. We can't dwell on what we did last year, especially with our schedule this year. Last year means absolutely nothing now, and brand new season, brand new team. Playing a lot of good teams this year, and hoping to make a long run in the national tournament. But it's going to take a lot of hard work for us to get back to where we were last year.
And I did lie. Just one more quick question, just to kind of elaborate on that a little bit. In terms of you, the leaders, Hops, and all those guys, what are you guys going to be doing to make sure that the players do understand that are coming in, that are new, and even the returning players that, you don't have time to make up those games, and it's about the start, and that don't worry about where you're ranked or anything like that, because if you take care of your business, it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, and off the bat, we just, as leaders, got to, let the guys know it's not like you can lose a couple games, drop way in the standings and be able to make it up very easily. It's going to take just letting them know what it's about, and also just leading by example. We have to show them how to go out there and play Oakland hockey.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. And that's Grizzlies forward Adam Novack joining us here on the Black and Gold Report. And we have tryout camps coming up next week, and then the season gets underway with an exhibition against Kalamazoo. So we'll talk to you later, Adam.
Thank you.